scruffy looking nerf herders, welcome to the Padawan podcast, where we break down everything in the world of Star Wars from the galaxy far, far away, including movies, TV, books, and more. My name is Jacob Bartley, aka Grand Moff Bartley, and I am taking the place of Jake Berlin, Qui-Gon Jake. He is on vacation. Shout out to you, man. I'm going to hold it down for you. I am joined by Keith Barnes, a.k.a. Admiral AckBarnes. How you doing, man?
Good. Ready to talk Star Wars?
You finally got your Star Wars name. That's so awesome. And we got an original, Gio Ramos, a.k.a. C-3Gio. How you doing, man? Oh, I guess that's all you have to say. Boy, I guess we know what side he resides on.
The dark side.
Alright, for those of you who don't know what this is, we break down stuff going around in the world of the movie news, and then we talk about the canon connections, the things that tie into the Star Wars universe, whether that be comics, books, and TV. So let's jump right into it. Our first topic up today is John Boyega talking about Carrie Fisher and Leia's farewell. So one of the bigger questions we fans have had since the heartbreaking passing of Carrie Fisher is how her beloved character of General Leia will be sent off. Will she die? Is her story wrapped up in The Last Jedi? Will it continue off-screen? Thanks to John Boyega, we have a piece of that answer. While being interviewed for Popcorn with Peter Travers, Boyega assures fans that The Last Jedi will send her off in an amazing way. He said, quote, "We really enjoyed each other's company. I was in Nigeria when we found out about her death. It was a strange feeling. I felt like everyone in the cast went silent for a bit after that. But this movie, it sends her off in an amazing way." Directed by Rian Johnson, Star Wars The Last Jedi will be released on December 15th of this year. So Keith, you hear these, comments from John Boyega. How do you take this? Do you think that they're killing her off screen? Do you think she goes off on her own journey? What do you think?
I think it's, well, the phrase obviously that it sends her off.
Yeah.
I think I took that as he's talking about Carrie Fisher.
Okay.
Herself.
Doesn't necessarily mean
Not
Leia's
necessarily
gone
Leia, yeah.
for good. Okay.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Because I'm one that I'm not opposed to. I mean, it's what a situation to be in.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
nuts.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to them recasting.
Yeah.
Not at all.
It's tough
because although if anybody out there that's read Bloodline, we know that before all this mess happened, Leia was wanting to step away. Wanting to retire from politics and just kind of hang out with Han and just rest. So it'll be interesting to see if they kind of take her in that direction. But there's a lot of stuff happening that's got to be resolved.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I feel like they're gonna bring it to an end.
Yeah, I think they kind of have to.
In this one.
Gio, you hear these comments from John Boyega. How do you take them?
Anytime the conversation, goes to Carrie Fisher or Princess Leia or General Leia, it's always with a heavy heart. It's still difficult to talk about it even after a couple months, right? 6 months or something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It all depends. I'm not sure. Did they finish the filming?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
she was done. Yeah.
She was done.
Yeah.
Okay, so
before she passed away,
she was
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I think how I want to see it happen is make her a Force ghost.
That could work too.
Could that? I mean,
it just depends, though.
She is Force sensitive, right?
Of course.
She is, but you have to learn how to do that. And
true.
That
she's not that tapped into the Force. Yeah. But who knows, though? Who knows?
It's just me wanting to see her live on in Star Wars.
I agree.
Hopefully it's through that and not some Furious 7 way where she just goes her own way, and it's like, because then that leaves a very anti-climatic, very unsatisfied ending, at least in my opinion. So, yeah.
I think it's going to be tough either way. Like, I don't see them killing two major characters, two of the big three off in a row. Like, you kill Han off and then Leia in the next film. Yeah. I can speculate. My mind goes to maybe she sacrifices herself, to save Luke or somebody, or to save Rey. But then I go to maybe that would probably be Kylo Ren killing his other parent, and I don't think they're going to go that route again. All right, so part of me still has a little bit of hope for Kylo Ren to be redeemable. I know a lot of people disagree with that, but if he kills Leia, it's completely out the door, because you don't kill Han and Leia and get away with that. There's no way. Yeah. But I was thinking something like that, to where how Obi-Wan disappears and how Yoda disappears when they die. I was thinking something like that. I could totally see that happening. But who knows? I don't really want them to recast. I would be okay with it. I'm not going to be one of these crazy fanboys who are like, no, that they can never recast Princess Leia. I'd be okay with it, but I'd prefer them to figure out a way to either gracefully kill off Princess Leia or just have her kind of go off and do her own thing in a way. So I guess we'll find out in a few months here. It's coming up. Alright, speaking of The Last Jedi, ever since Disney and Lucasfilm gave us a behind-the-scenes look at Rian Johnson's film at D23 last month, we've been clamoring for new looks every day. While our new look comes from an unfortunate leak, nevertheless, it's a fantastic new look. The new images were unveiled online last week among getting badass shots of Luke, Rey, and Kylo Ren in their full Force robes. We also got an up-close and personal look at Supreme Leader Snoke, which only added to the fuel of the fire of who the character is. We also got a look at some of Snoke's guards. So, Gio, let me ask you saw these images. What do you take away from these images?
Look, I mean, if I had to choose one that was my favorite, first of all, I got to go Kylo. He looks like he's back. He's ready for some revenge. Maybe he completes his training with Snoke between 7 and 8. But what I take away, my biggest takeaway from this is honestly just how great of Lucasfilm does at these costumes and their consistency. Honestly.
Oh, yeah.
You look at all these, and I don't have a single problem with them. Luke in his outfit, he looks like he has his own wardrobe, for battle and whatnot, so that's great. Our first look at Snoke, not hologram form, that's very interesting. It still doesn't give us any clues as to who he is exactly, so I'm sure we'll all be looking forward to that in Episode 8. But overall, my biggest takeaway is that, Lucasfilm, they never do wrong with costumes. It all looks great.
Yeah, all of these look amazing to me, especially the ones of Rey, Luke, and Kylo. My favorite one is of Luke. His outfit looks so badass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love it. But they all look great. The guards are interesting to me because they have blades. Like, I don't remember ever seeing actual blades in the Star Wars universe. Like, I can't recall. So, those are really interesting. Is that how Snoke... I mean, I guess that's an official image, even though it was leaked. So, Snoke is just a straight-up human. And from what we can tell, but he's really damaged. It makes me think he could possibly be a character from the Aftermath trilogy, but I'm not sure. Have you read the Aftermath trilogy?
I skimmed through the first one, and I've not read the second two.
So, a little bit of spoilers for Aftermath. So, there's this character named Yutashu who either died or got significantly damaged, and he's like heavily obsessed with the dark side. But he's not Force sensitive or anything like that, but he studied the dark arts. He knows everything about it, and he's obsessed with it. I used to think that he could possibly be Snoke. Now seeing this image, because the thing that happens to him in that book, he either died a horrible death or got really, really damaged. So it makes me think. But Keith, what do you take away from these images?
You mentioned it, those guards.
Yeah,
those guards.
They look awesome.
Maybe we'll finally see these red guards actually do something.
I know, right?
Other than get smacked around by Yoda as soon as he walks into the room.
It is Yoda.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I get it. But they protect the Emperor.
Sure.
Like, you'd think they'd be, but whatever. But and with the blades, and I wonder if these are the vibro blades I've read about in different books. That's the first thing I thought when I saw those. But yeah, everything else looks awesome. I love the Kylo Ren. He's got this cloak now, which is kind of a little different from what he's wearing in Force Awakens. So. I
like Kylo, man. He's become one of my favorite Star Wars characters. A lot of people say he's going to die in this trilogy. I don't want him to die in this trilogy because he's... Alright, so Luke's still alive, but he's old. He can't live on forever. Like, maybe we have Luke in one more trilogy after this if they don't kill him off. But Kylo can go on for another 30 years. And he's our last Skywalker.
Yeah.
If you think about it. I mean, Carrie Fisher passed away, unfortunately. And as far as we know, Rey's not a Skywalker, so I want Kylo Ren to move on. And these images get me more excited for his character, for sure.
If he's going to move on, if there's any chance of redeeming him, what people keep saying, I say no.
I don't mind him going full dark side, just becoming, like, more powerful than, like... becoming as powerful as Darth Vader eventually.
Well, everybody's talking about this gray Jedi thing, about kind of Luke maybe not embracing, but kind of tapping a little more into what the dark
well,
side is.
We keep talking about the balance, dude.
Exactly.
The balance is a theme in everything. In Rebels, in you know, in the trailer for The Last Jedi, they're always talking about the balance.
And Kylo Ren could be the other end of that spectrum, where he's got to balance his end of the Force. And so, what if I predict he will be the one that has to fight Snoke before this trilogy is over.
Kylo?
He will be the one that has to defeat Snoke.
So do you guys? So you think Snoke is a Sith? Like, you think he's Force sensitive?
I don't know if he's a Sith. I believe he's training Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
So
he might just mean in the ways of the dark side.
That
you
may
know?
be true.
And like,
that may be true.
because he knows it so well. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we don't know if Maz Kanata is Force sensitive, but in the way that Maz Kanata knows the Force so well, maybe Snoke knows the dark side that well. Have you read Lords of the Sith?
I started that 3 chapters in.
Okay, so basically, in Lords of the Sith, the Emperor and Darth Vader, they crash on this planet and they're trying to like make their way through this jungle, and they have 2 of the Red Guards with them the whole time. So that's the most insight I've gotten into those Red Guards, and they are pretty badass for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on. Much of Star Wars The Last Jedi this December will no doubt heavily focus on the story of Luke, Rey, Kylo Ren, and Supreme Leader Snoke. But what about John Boyega's Finn? His status and role has been a bit blurry so far, but luckily Boyega just spoke with IGN while promoting his film Detroit and had this to say about Finn returning to the organization that created him, this time undercover. Quote, "Well, it's like imagine you work at McDonald's. You push your manager into a chute compactor, and then a year later, you decide to go back just as one of the colleagues. It's not the best situation," said Boyega. There's a lot of chasing. There's a mission that needs to be completed that isn't necessarily something that doesn't come without a fight, and it's something he's going to have to face for himself. He continues by saying, "But it was fun for me. I always wanted to go undercover. Star Wars undercover is different because you wear a hat and all of a sudden, no one recognizes you. I'd be thinking to myself, walking in one of those scenes, isn't anyone going to go, wait, is that Finn? Do you know what I mean? But such is the magic of Star Wars. It's fun to do, it's cool. In a film that promises its fair share of darkness, it sounds like Finn's new mission will offer a bit of intense fun for audiences." So, Gio, you see these long comments by John Boyega. How do you take it, man?
I feel like Finn got the short end of the stick in the trailer. I mean, the one shot of him, he's sleeping.
It's a teaser trailer.
Doesn't matter.
He's recovering.
All right. Well, I like it. You know, he's gonna have a very spy role in the Star Wars moving forward, going undercover. I don't think we've seen that an undercover.
Not in the films.
In the films, yeah.
And Leia she infiltrated Jabba's palace.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah. I guess you could say that. Yeah. But these comments match up with the previous comments where. Pretty much everyone who almost everyone who knew that Finn's betrayal died on that planet Starkiller Base.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I didn't think about that. So I was gonna actually comment and say someone's gonna recognize him, but everyone he knew pretty much died.
Everyone who knew, except for Captain.
Phasma, of course, Kylo Ren, Captain Phasma, and General Hux knows who he is.
Hux know? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because they talk about him.
Yeah,
they talk about him and how he, disobeyed the Empire or the First Order.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see for sure. So.
Yeah, it's funny to me because he's right. Like, you throw on a hat, you go undercover, but you just, changed my mind because nobody's going to recognize him. Hopefully he doesn't run into Kylo or General Hux or Captain Phasma, but I guess it's kind of like Empire Strikes Back where you have, our heroes are split up.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling Rey and Finn aren't even going to see each other in this movie, honestly. I think they're going to be on different missions.
Maybe.
I forget... Oh, he's going to be on the mission with that character, Rose.
I
forget the actress who plays her, but I have a feeling that's going to be his romantic interest going forward, and we're going to see them on their voyage together, and then you're going to have Luke and Rey doing their own thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be 2 separate stories going on. The Jedi and all the Force stuff, and then like all the tactical soldier type stuff with Finn. So I like these comments. How about you, Keith?
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like first of all, when you read quotes from John Boyega, you got to do the British accent.
Oh, that's true. Next time.
It sounds like I agree with you. I feel like a lot of his scenes are going to be... He's going to have more time with Leia.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Probably Daisy
She's going to send him on a mission. This mission.
And I think he and the Rose character are going to be at the casino.
I I can't wait to see that casino
So,
because I remember the casino in Bloodline.
Yeah,
like
and
that
that's what I thought
atmosphere.
of.
I want
Yeah,
to see that so
exactly,
bad in
exactly.
Star Wars. Yeah.
And so, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they're doing there. But he's gonna have to avoid. You guys mentioned. I mean, he's gonna face off with Phasma.
Oh yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
That's gonna be. They're gonna fight for sure.
But he definitely needs to avoid Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren's had his eye
if
on
Kylo Ren sees him again,
since the very beginning of Force Awakens, he stopped.
yeah,
stopped
exactly.
And looked at him like,
No, they
yeah,
they got some beef like going back.
Yeah.
So.
So he's got to avoid him.
All right, well, sticking to The Last Jedi, Captain Phasma was easily one of the most exciting characters going into J.J. Abrams' Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and while we all walked out a bit disappointed by the role she had, it sounds like we'll be getting what we wanted then this December. Phasma scheduled to get a novel and comic book miniseries covering her backstory in time between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. But what's more interesting is what Phasma herself, Gwendolyn Christie, said about her character in Rian Johnson's film. In an interview with IGN, Christie had this to say about her and Johnson's work on Phasma for The Last Jedi. Ryan and I did have long conversations about this character and who she was, and I was utterly delighted in how willing he was to listen to my ideas and really thrilled to exchange them with him and hear his. He really is a master writer and director, and I think we've seen that in the films that he's made, but I think we will truly see that in the depths to which he goes into in The Last Jedi. I think this is really, really cool because, you know, most characters are created by the writer and the director and the producers, and the actors don't have any say in it for most movies, but I love that Rian Johnson is talking to the actors and getting their perspective of it because they're really diving into the heads of these characters and portraying them. So I think it's really, really cool that he's doing this, and it makes me think he's probably doing that with every major character. But not to say that he does everything they ask or that they suggest, but he takes their suggestions, and I think that's really, really cool. Keith, do you like these comments from Gwendolyn Christie?
Very much. I'm always curious to hear about, you know, background Star Wars characters, especially people on the I was going to say Empire, but Empire / First Order.
First Order. Yeah.
And especially this Phasma character, because, you know, obviously everybody knows they didn't get too much into it in the first one. It didn't really bother me that much because I was so engrossed with everybody else until people started mentioning it. And then,
how did she get out and make it off the base before it blew up?
How does she get out? I can't even imagine. You know.
Do you think we see that in The Last Jedi?
That'd
be pretty badass.
They have to explain
like the way she gets out, she's just a badass.
Yeah.
You know, like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and you know, and she's super tall, and it'd be cool to see.
You know what? They're gonna explain it in the novel or the book.
The book. That's what I'm saying. Those are coming out.
Or
I think next
the
month.
comic books. Yeah, they'll explain
it's a
it.
novel too, right? Is there a novel? Or?
Yes, I think there's a comic book series and a novel.
Yeah. So,
and it said the book is supposed to cover her time in between the Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
Okay.
So there we go. We'll find out then. Gio, how do you take these comments?
I don't care. I'm over it. Phasma, you can go off and do whatever you want. You disappointed me. You, your whole role in The Force Awakens.
She deserves redemption.
Underwhelming.
She's gonna
get redemption, but I don't think I'm gonna be excited again going into the
then
Star
be
Wars
disappointed
movie.
again.
We're gonna wait and see. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I love Gwendolyn Christie, so I'm hoping that they deliver this time around. All right, so Han Solo being funny sounds right? When it comes to the character of Han Solo, funny goes hand in hand with his trusty blaster. While we love his quick one-liners, incredible flying, or relationship skills, it's his natural comedic timing that always had us cracking a smile. And it seems as if that'll be continued come next year. Woody Harrelson of the upcoming Han Solo spin-off film recently sat down with Entertainment Tonight, and on top of confirming his confidence in Ron Howard, he talked about Alden Ehrenreich and the kind of comedic presence the film will have. He's a great actor and a great guy with a great sense of humor. I think a lot of humor comes through what he's doing. I think it could be one of the funnier Star Wars movies. Directed by Ron Howard, the Young Han Solo spinoff is slated for May 25th, 2018. Gio, you hear this? Han Solo being the funniest Star Wars movie. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, you just kicked Phil Lord and Chris
out,
and it doesn't get any more funnier than them.
I
I don't envision Ron Howard as funny. You know, he's not a director who's known for comedic in his movies. You know, so I mean, he's certainly a name. He can go in there and finish the movie and whatnot. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just, the whole Han Solo movie gives me a bad taste. just of how it was handled, and not that Lucasfilm, it's all fault on them, but you went 11 months or however many months into production, then you finally realize, this isn't working. So I don't know. Ron Howard, you keep doing your tweets and whatnot, and I'm sure fans are going to be excited anyway. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't take it as this is going to be a slapstick comedy. I mean, maybe that's what Phil Lord and Chris Miller were going for.
Yeah.
But I take it as, look, the original trilogy is funny. Like, there's the comedy, but it's natural. It's not forced. And it goes hand in hand with everything else that's going on. So I just think that he means it's going to be like the original trilogy, to where the humor comes naturally through Han Solo. But I think it's going to just have a little bit more humor than some of the other Star Wars films that we've had. Do you disagree with me, Keith?
No, you're right. And it's just the way he reacts to other people.
Exactly, the way he talks to people.
Like
and him and Chewie, and Lando, like, there's so much comedic gold to have there.
All that stuff. Like one of my favorite lines is when Leia in Empire, when Leia says, "I just assume kiss a Wookiee." I can arrange that.
See, that's hilarious.
And he's not trying to make a joke, but it's
just because of the characters and the way they are.
Exactly.
They're not forcing that comedic stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So Ron Howard, he's got it. He's going to be fine. This movie's going to be way better than people I think are.
Yeah, I think it just puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth with the firing of the directors and all that stuff. But I think once the movie comes out, people can just forget about that and watch the film for what it is. Yeah. The more I think about the movie, I'm starting to get more excited because I think about Donald Glover as Lando and just him and Chewie interacting, and Woody Harrelson is great, Emilia Clarke. Like, I think it's going to be a good movie.
It is. I think it should.
All right, well, that'll do it for the movie news segment. Now we're going to move into Canon Connections, where we talk about movies, books, TV, everything comic books that tie into the Star Wars universe. So first up, we just started Tarkin. Me, Keith, and Jake, we all started reading or listening to Tarkin, the novel. And I'm only a few chapters in. You're a little bit further. You said you're about 10 chapters in. So what are your thoughts on Tarkin so far, non-spoiler?
It's pretty good. It starts off a little slow,
and dense.
A little bit.
A lot of information crammed into.
Tarkin's, it is. And Tarkin's, it's very much a character.
It makes sense for Tarkin.
It does, and it's a very much a character study. There's not a lot of, there is action. The further you get into it, there's action, and you certainly you get a little bit more into the progression of his relationship with Vader.
I can't wait to get to that. I'm not there yet, but that's what I'm looking forward to.
There's a lot of cool. The movie, the book kind of jumps around into different points in Tarkin's life, going back to his youth, through his time coming out of the academy, and even into the Clone Wars and some of his dealings with Count Dooku.
Oh,
there's
that's
some
awesome.
very good interactions there.
That's awesome.
And you get a lot of interesting stuff from the Emperor, and the way he's had his eye on Tarkin for a while, which you get a little bit into that. So it's good. It's good. I can't wait to finish.
Yeah. So the first 2 or 3 chapters, I almost gave up because it is. I was just so bored. I'm not gonna lie. I couldn't. It was a lot of information, and just like, I think maybe the audiobook might have to do with it, because the way it's being read is very dull at times.
Okay.
And the reader for the audiobooks can make the difference. Like the woman who reads Bloodline, she does such a great job, and the guy who does the Aftermath trilogy, they do such great jobs. And this one's kind of more like reserved and laid back. Yeah. But once it got into his background and his childhood and the way he grew up and the stuff that his family put him through in order to harden him.
Brutal stuff.
Oh my god. Yeah. So that, now you kind of understand why Tarkin is so hard-edged and, like, he's a badass. He's been through some stuff.
Nothing phases him.
Yeah. Nothing at all. So, now I'm interested. So give Tarkin a chance. I think once you get past those first couple chapters, I think I'm hoping it'll pick up from then. For me, it has. Gio, does this novel stand out to you at all?
I'm surprised. What's your Star Wars name again?
Grand Moff Bartley.
You were bored the first couple
I know.
of
Well,
chapters?
I can't lie. It was just.
I know.
It's hard to explain. There's just so much information crammed into so little pages. I don't know how to explain it.
I mean, Tarkin.
And I love Tarkin in the movie, of course.
If there was one character that, besides Boba Fett, that audiences should get to know, from characters who've had limited screen
Well,
time.
I mean, technically he's in 2 movies now.
Technically he's in 2 movies
Yeah.
now, but it sounds like Tarkin's one of the more interesting characters
Oh, yeah.
that audiences should get to know outside of just their limited appearances in the movies. So I'm curious to see how you, especially you, how you take
react to it. Well,
the rest of the
thing
book.
that intrigues me is like what I'm curious to find out is why Tarkin? Why did the Emperor make Tarkin his #1 guy? Why does Vader respect Tarkin so much? I hear that we find out in this book.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get to those points. And I do love Tarkin. That's why I kind of put my name after him. All right, well, moving on to our comic book segment. So we've only read one comic since the last time we've done the Padawan podcast, and that is Darth Vader #4, the 2017 issue run of Darth Vader. Keith literally just read it right before we shot this episode. So Keith, how you feeling about Darth Vader #4?
Wow. Vader is...
No spoilers.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
boy, he's having to go through a lot.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
to get a lightsaber. Because that's essentially what this is.
Well, yeah,
pretty
no,
much,
we
right?
could talk light spoilers,
Just,
but no significant
yeah,
moments.
okay,
You know,
so-
like we could go into what it's about and what he's doing
Yeah.
and who he's interacting with. That's fine.
So we spoke about... we talked about...
Yeah, we talked about it. Like he's on a journey to get his lightsaber.
Yeah.
He has to go fight a Jedi to take it, and there's not many Jedi left because this is right after Order 66 and Revenge of the Sith. So, and he's facing this Jedi named Master Infila, Karak Infila. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And we finally get to see them go head to head. Well, we saw them go head to head in the last issue, but they fight a little bit more in this issue. But I loved it. I think this is my favorite issue so far.
This guy is incredibly powerful, and... well, we can't spoil.
I mean,
I can't
he's
believe...
I don't know. I want to say he's almost Vader's equal, but
He's
almost.
Vader seems
but
like he's...
Jesus, it just reminds me how powerful Anakin is,
Yeah.
man. Like, no matter, even if he's half a man, he's so powerful.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But the thing is, it's because he has so much anger and hate,
That's
and
it.
that's what makes him so powerful.
Yeah.
Because he's on the dark side.
That's
So,
it.
but I really did enjoy it. I cannot wait for issue #5.
Yeah, that's
Any
cool.
last thoughts on Darth Vader #4?
No, that's it. It's
Yeah.
a nice cliffhanger at the end. And
We should do a
same thing.
spoiler review.
We might have to.
A side little spoiler review.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe when we finish the whole run, we'll just do like a spin-off, like spoiler talk, like a 30-minute
That'll work.
thing, like we do for the books.
Yeah.
We could do that. All right. And also later this month, we're going to be starting Mace Windu, the comic book. It comes out later this month, so look for that. We'll be reviewing that. And last but not least, we watched 2 new Forces of Destiny videos, the little animated shorts. You can find them on the Disney YouTube channel. They're called Forces of Destiny, and they heavily focus on the women of the Star Wars universe. The 2 we watched this week are Ewok Escape, which has Princess Leia in Return of the Jedi when she's when she's interacting with the Ewoks, and then you have the Padawan Path, which deals with Ahsoka, a little bit of Anakin and Yoda in there. Gio, you watched these. How'd you like them, man?
Oh, I really enjoyed these, actually, thank you for bringing it to my attention, these Forces
Of course,
Destiny. Definitely check
There's
it out.
about 8 of them. I can't wait to watch the rest of them.
Yeah, it's always sad seeing Leia,
I know.
Yeah, and that, but it's also cool to see her more interaction with the Ewoks and the
Oh, I know,
Return
because
of the
there's
Jedi.
so much time that we didn't see,
Right.
in between.
It kind of gave me a little bit of nightmares because of the Ewoks and how they just threw rocks at the stormtroopers and defeated them. But I mean, for a kids directed show, it's actually kind of cute, So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of these go. But I'm definitely excited about it.
Keith, what did you think about the Ewok Escape?
Love that one. I love the little... the Ewoks. They're so cute. They're like these...
They're vicious, man.
little monsters.
I would not want to interact. I would not want to fight them.
It's weird watching them because because in the movie they're crushing...
Well, they don't win the Battle of Endor without
not at all.
without the Ewoks.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I used to criticize that because of them. I totally changed my mind on that.
But even though they look like little cuddly teddy bears, if you think about it, they're native like warriors.
They're little mini Wookiees.
Exactly, and they're warriors. They they know how to fight. They survive on this moon planet or whatever. So
Is that one supposed to be the Warwick Davis?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It might be. Well, it's the one that she's with for the most of the time. In the movie. Yeah. No, I liked it because you know, she gets that little dress in Return of the Jedi. She's just wearing it. She comes out wearing it. So now we see her get it. And I love, of course, does it come with a spear? Like, to show that Leia's a badass. She's not just a princess. How about the Padawan pouch, the one with Ahsoka?
You know, that one I really did enjoy. Because we don't get a lot of time in the Star Wars movies of Jedis, you know, doing that smaller stuff. You know?
Exactly.
Like, they're just walking around and talking and looking badass, but... You know, I want to see more of them training and you know, little like 5-minute missions or something. You know, so it was really cool to see, and I like that note, that little line at the end that Anakin gives. I'll let you guys talk about it.
I love anything prequel era. Like, I want a movie around the prequel era. Like, I don't know what it could possibly be, but I was freaking 8 years old when the prequels came out. Like, how could I love them? Because I didn't know what a bad movie was back then. Rewatching them, I admit some of them are bad movies, but I still love that era, and I love seeing anything in that era. And I love Ahsoka so much. She's a really great character, and I want to see more of her in Star Wars, no matter what it is. But yeah, I really did enjoy this one. How about you, Keith?
It was great. It was great. I'm a big fan of the Ahsoka character as well, especially in the Rebel series, which they brought her.
Oh my goodness, she's so great in Rebels, and the novel is really good too. The Ahsoka novel, because it's after it's after Order 66 and what she does after that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool to see. And Gio, you mentioned it, like the little street level kind of superhero stuff that we don't really see Jedi get into too often. They're just saving a mom and kid from a rogue runaway malfunctioning droid.
And the way she defeats that droid is awesome. Yeah. When she cuts off the legs, I love that.
She slices the pipe open.
And when she lights her lightsabers, it's so cool. All right, well, that's going to wrap up the Padawan podcast for this week. I want to thank these guys for joining me. C-3Gio, where can they find you online, man?
Find me on Twitter at GeoDude90, and as always, check out apocalypsemovies.com.
Admiral AckBarnes, where can they find you online?
It's a trap. Find me at KeithBarnes79 on Twitter.
And I am Grand Moff Bartley. My, life story novel is pretty boring, but, I'm still a badass general. You can find me on Twitter at Jacob Bartley _ on this YouTube channel, of course. Please subscribe to Apocalypse Movies, whether you're on YouTube or you're on iTunes. We are on iTunes now. We're putting some of our shows and videos and podcasts on iTunes, so go to iTunes if you use that iTunes podcasting app, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really, really do appreciate it. And let us know in the comment section what you think about any of the topics that we talked about today. We love talking Star Wars with everyone out there. So thank you all for watching. Until next time, take care.